And welcome back. Okay, so I literally just went to set the previous video to upload, and then now I'm doing this one. We are doing Zot today. At a 3-rune level 25. It's got some fairly good resistances. We've got not too much health. We have about the same health as a Feelid with 27 levels, at level 27 with 27 fighting, so not too much health. Our resists are fairly poor. We don't have a lot. We have just 1 pip of RF. We do have Ring of Flame, however, which will provide us with some alright stuff. Actually, let's look up Buckler. Maybe we can get a new Buckler. I just realized that resist electricity is already given to us now. Cold resistance. Hey, that's excellent. I'm actually going to use that rather than this RLX Buckler. I already have RLX. Yeah, cool. Excellent. Let's go to Zot. Alright, good. So, you can kind of see that the turn count for this character has been a bit high. It's about 92,000, which is not the worst by far, but it's certainly not what... I would say that I prefer warriors for this reason. They tend to have a lot lower turn counts. You'd see around 60 to 70k on a really basic strong class. On all mages, though, for some reason, you tend to get really high. Whoa, there's 2 dragons. So I'm not really going to be too stressed about this Zot. This character is a mage, which I haven't covered on the channel yet, which is good. This means that you'll be able to see Zot for the first time in the eyes of a mage, which is nice. I think that... Whoa. Oh, right. I was wondering why I was doing no damage. It's a red draconian. So each draconian has 1 pip of resistance to whatever color they are. I don't think the purple ones get anything though, but they do have different breath weapons. It's not really that incredibly relevant. I just need to be aware that I can't use the bolt of fire against red enemies. Basically, anything that's red you don't use. So there's a lot of enemies there. I'm gonna just firestorm in here. That should get me as many squares in the unknown as possible. So I'll just pretty much be able to kill everything in 1 hit off screen, which is good. Killing stuff off screen, while it's considered bad game design, I suppose, which is why they removed summoning. They nerfed summoning so much back in the old patches. You can still do it, kind of, with really big spells like Firestorm. So I killed all these guys down here without even seeing them. That's kind of cool. I like that about Firestorm. Death Cobs will actually kill me really bad, so I need to be very aware that I can't stand near them. Yeah, ever since they changed it so that they do... Ever since they changed it so they drain hunger, it's been a lot scarier. So electric golems should be okay at this range. In this far in the open, I'm totally comfortable using the Orb of Destruction, because it won't really miss. It's got too much room to maneuver to miss, honestly. So yeah. But if I were to fight... Wait, did I find another Ring of Protection? Oh no, it was a Scimitar. Okay, anyway, moving on to Zot 2. This looks kind of scary. I don't know what this... This looks like there's going to be a lot of enemies here. I'm just making sure that I'm fully healed before every fight. Don't want to accidentally draw the attention of something terribly dangerous. Okay. Okay. All good so far. I've managed to make it out of this scary looking stone thing. Actually, this thing reminds me of Snake, actually. How do I kill this thing? I guess Poison Arrow will do. Yeah, it looks kind of like Snake. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it does look like one of the rune vaults in Snake 4. Previously Snake 5. Oh, yeah, Zot's not going to be too bad for this character, I think. Zot 5 is the place where I'll be mostly concerned about. Lightning Wand, don't really need it. +2 Ring of Strength, no thanks. Cool. So I can basically just treat this place as like a little bit more dangerous than than Depths, but not too much more dangerous, just for now. Until I see an orb of fire, or something really scary, I'll be fairly okay. Thankfully my skeletons are actually doing alright damage to this dungeon, to Zot in general. Having dragon skeletons is very helpful. They do a lot more than you think they do. They're able to 1v1 a lot of enemies. Draconians are not that great for skeletons, but, you know, better than nothing. The good thing is, because they come in packs, you tend to just be able to res like 2 or 3 at a time. Like here I get 2 from this pack, which is not terrible. Actually, there's one back here as well. I know they're low time, they're timed life now, the skeletons, but that's alright. We didn't really need them to be permanent anyway. And Firestorm is just taking care of these packs very nicely. How good. I kind of want to shoot through, whatever. I was gonna say I wanted to shoot through the, oh, a Zot trap. That's alright. You don't bother me. Okay, cool. I shot through my own skeleton there because, you know, it doesn't matter. They all faded away by now, probably, anyway. So, I'll just keep making new ones from the guys I kill. Which is a pretty good strategy. There's too many enemies here that I don't want to keep switching between Poison Arrow and Bolt of Fire, so I just Firestorm them. Our resists are looking pretty good now, actually. Let's keep going. Zot 3. We're making good time on this. What did I pick up that suddenly made me unable to... I guess we can get rid of this Disintegration Wand. If we need more, we'll just recharge. It's not a big deal. Whoa, whoa. Settle down then, mate. Alright, so I'm gonna wait. There's a summoner down there. I need to kill him. There we go. Pretty quick. Just make sure to res my nice skeletons. For some reason there's a lake here. That indicates that there's a lot of enemies on that side. I'm gonna just go this way then, for a while. I might not even go to that place. I might as well. This video is going to be pretty short. It won't be as long as a regular part. Hey, my fighting is already up to level 18. Not bad. Wow, this is a huge mansion. This is reminiscent of that Gnoll/Elf/Draconian fortress thing. Oh, look, it's blocked off by deep water. Let's just pretend we can't fly. That way I can excuse myself for not doing it. Ignore the fact that I'm flying. Just pretend I'm not. I don't want to actually go through that whole ordeal of just having to go through the fortress. I should. Just because I want to see what's in there. It's just gonna be a bunch of Draconians. Alright, never mind. I'm too lazy. That's a giant. I want to see what's in there now. Curious. If I die in here, well, you know why. Hey, there's a acquirement there. That's kind of cool. I mean, there's nothing I really need to acquire now, but still could do it. I'll probably just acquire something goofy like gold. Let's use Ring of Flame here. Pull this up. Oh, I can't carry that? What am I... A Book of Fire! Amazing! No. Let's get this. Yeah, travel in the excluded map. What are you doing? I'm still RC minus, which kind of sucks, but oh, what can you do about it? Let's see what this is. A Pierce +2 int. Wow, helpful. Let's acquire. What can we acquire? Pretty much nothing. Everything we've got is optimal as hell. I guess more jewelry is nice, just so we can get maybe a cool amulet. Yeah. Hey, resist mutation, perfect. You know, I had really low hopes for that, but you know, it pulled through. It really did. I got a resist mutation, which is excellent. It's probably the one thing I was lacking in this game, apart from yeah, actually, it's pretty much the only thing I was lacking. Good. All right, so I guess this trip was worth it then. Now I have pretty much nothing to fear from an orb of fire. I do, however, have a lot to fear from this enemy. It's Ghost Moth. Somehow my staff is so strong now because of my high Because of my high fire magic, my wand is actually my staff is actually doing a very decent amount of damage. Look, I'll tab this guy. Yeah, even with 0 skill and staves, I'm still doing respectable damage. Not great for a like not even as good as a quick blade, but still, considering I haven't trained it at all, that's not too shabby. Hey, look, another staff of fire. This whole place is fire. I just realized. Themed vaults, yay! What can we get rid of here? Berserk Rage. Oh, whoops, I drank it. Oh, same thing. It's gone. This loot's alright, I guess. Not great, but it'll do. I got the acquirement, which is all I really wanted. Hey! This deck here looks pretty good. The Helix, what does that do? Let's use it. I have no idea what that did. I think it's supposed to mutate me. Yeah, it is. Let's use it. Let's not use it. Wild magic. No thanks. Okay. Enough screwing around with this dumb deck. I don't really like decks when I'm not a Nemelex worshipper. Mostly because it's a bit too random for my liking. I do have EMP though, which is kind of cool, I guess. Ooh, what are all these guys doing here? You don't. Oh, I can't even kill them. Oh, that sucks. I guess I'll just magic dart them to death, like a good old pre-layer character. Yeah, that's why we remember that card. Ha. I made a mistake. This is the wrong game. This is the wrong game for that. Props to you if you understand what that means. But yes, we do remember this spell. There's a orb of fire apparently over there somewhere. Not too big of a. I don't think I'm gonna be too fussed about orbs of fire in this game. I have the ways. Oh, I probably shouldn't say that too soon. Okay, let's haste Ring of Flames and just firestorm the crap out of this thing. I could Orb of Destruction it as well, but you know I kind of wanted to use Firestorm because Firestorm is awesome. Boosting my stats basically. So when we look at the morgue later, we'll see that I cast Firestorm a lot, which is cool. Always fun. Okay, what's over here? Maybe there's another Orb of Fire. The only reason why an Orb of Fire would be really dangerous is if it got into melee with me for some reason, and I was on like half mana. That's when I would be really scared. Potentially dead. But other than that, I should be a-okay to deal with this. Man, there's a lot of fire things here. That's kind of annoying. Alright. Just firestorm them. Yeah, just get rid of everything. Hopefully get a bunch of off-screen kills. Not really too fussed about it, but I would like some. Just for the kick of it. Huh, so I wonder how... Oh, right. So this is the fiery vault for vaults, for Zot. I don't really like that one. I think we got that last time. In one previous game. I don't know, I vaguely remember it. So that guy, I can Firestorm, regen, and then just Firestorm again. I was gonna, apparently my Bolt of Destruction, my Orb of Destruction didn't hit, so, oh well. This is working out pretty easy, pretty nice and easy. I've only seen one Orb of Fire so far, and I'm absolutely happy to just take on a bunch more. Not like 20 more, but I'd be okay with that actually. This character can deal with it. He has. I didn't lose any consumable resources from fighting an Orb of Fire, which means that I am perfectly capable of taking on like 2 or 3, like more than usual, I suppose. Yeah, worst come to worst, I'd just blow a teleport. Actually, I wouldn't do that on the next floor. Alright, so Zot 5. This is the spooky, scary part. Let's Firestorm. Firestorm is the best spell in the game. No. It's the best damage spell in the game. Just because it's so awesome. There are merits to Glaciate and other cool spells, but you know, at the end of the day, nothing beats a good Firestorm. So we're in Zot 5 now. Let's do the good old trick of excluding that area. We can now explore the rest of the place for a little while. and hopefully clear it out ever so slowly. Let's not do that, shall we? Let's auto exclude this as well. Firestorm, whoosh, kabam. Yeah, this game doesn't come with sound. I need to improvise. Splat. Yeah. Alright, cool. We have already finished exploring the outside area of Zot, and now we'll continue on. So this place is pretty dangerous for a mage, mostly because my low health means that I will be at constant amounts of risk. I need to be very aware of how much damage I'm taking, and how much damage I could take. I need to make sure that my buffs are up, and I want to be hasted for almost every fight. If you have haste as a spell, there is almost no reason why you should be not hasting. Not at this stage in the game, anyway. I will be taking this very slowly, because I don't want any risk to happen. Let's bolt of fire this guy a couple of times. Yeah, he dies. Wow, we have 21 dodging. That's pretty insane. Demise the Ruinous. I don't think anything's trumped my Conjuration just yet. Soon I'll be a fire mage, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I'm just luring things back. I'm not really trying to pick a fight with anything. I'm just killing it as they come along, I guess. This Ancient Lich needs to die. It's not summoning anything terrible yet, but you never know. I missed a bolt of fire, hilariously. Let's channel at the entrance. I'll just take on any... With this much mana, I can probably take on any threat in the game, but I can't take on an extended threat, which is what I'm more worried about. Yeah, electric golems are surprisingly easy to take care of with this character. Ooh, kill them. Alright, cool. Just continuing on. This character was, in retrospect, I suppose, like, we're ending the game. I don't think there's any reason I'd die now. I've pretty much stabilized within Zot 5, so the risk of me dying is, while still a number, not really too relevant anymore to me. I'm not as fussed as I was before. I feel confident with this character, mostly because, you know, he got his killing power online very quickly. When I say, like, ooh, I moved too far. I'm gonna haste, Ring of Flame, and I'm gonna pull back, then I'm gonna Firestorm just a whole bunch. Just keep Firestorming, never stop Firestorming. Yeah, even an Orb of Fire is not gonna survive more than 2 or 3 Firestorms to the face, because Firestorm is semi-irresistible. I think about 45% of the damage pierces through. Let's Ring of Fire. Bleh. Let's Ring of Flame. There we go. Let's try Orb of Destruction. Whoa, I'm taking some damage. Yeah, 2 Orbs of Destruction. Kill it. Not bad. These are very good results, because it tells me that my damage is very high, which is always nice. I'm gonna haste myself, because I don't want to die to this tentacled monstrosity. I need to be careful about it, because, you know, it has the potential to kill me, or put me in a bad spot, because of its constriction. Yeah, as a mage, there tend to be a lot of enemies that you don't really consider dangerous, that a melee would, and obviously the opposite is also true. There will be enemies that a mage considers pathetically easy. Will consider really hard, like a constriction tentacled monstrosity, or even an anaconda. Those enemies are like really scary compared to for melees. They're all right. They're pretty easy to kill because you don't really want to be moving anyway. But for a mage, you know, things change. All right. So usually when I've cleared about here, so I've cleared the first like quarter, I feel safe. Like I usually can say, whew, the game's pretty much done now. Obviously, you should never have that approach and just play silly, but I mean, I don't play silly, but I feel at ease a little bit because I know that the game is pretty much done. Unless something really bad happens here. Let's Firestorm, just in case. And then Bolt of Fire, and then pull back. So yeah, notice how even though I have the killing power, I'm still playing really conservatively. Every time I fight an enemy, I pull back, rather than fighting them in the same spot. Because I don't want to make too much noise and draw over enemies that I don't want to fight. The best way to deal with Zot is one at a time, pretty much. Yep, I think that clown should die. Oh no, it didn't. Alright, well, it's dead now. Poison bolt. The reason why I use poison arrow, by the way, in this game, is because it's semi-irresistible. Even enemies that are poison resistant will still get hit for a big chunk of the physical damage, which is really great. Whoops, I moved too fast. Let's Firestorm. I know Firestorm's a really loud spell, but you know, I'm approaching the eclipse of the game. I should be alright with taking on a couple more enemies. I'm gonna haste. Actually, no, I'm gonna back off because I'm slightly contaminated. Let's use Orb Destruction, I guess. Okay. So this area, this orb chamber to my right, should be pretty much filled with Orb Guardians. So I'm just gonna preemptively Firestorm a bunch. Hopefully get a lot of kills, clear it out, and then I can back off and then come back. Yep, no worries. Alright, I'm gonna rest here. And on to the orb run, I suppose. Alright, let's get this started. Hey, don't come back after I killed everything in that chamber. Come on. If you're dead, stay dead, please. Stop coming back. It's very disrespectful. Man, there's even more enemies. Okay, whatever. Oh, I guess the Firestorm woke up everything on the right side. That's alright though. Alright, let's check that we're still recording. Great. Okay, last time we weren't. I'm gonna haste, and let's get out of here. Just taking the shortest distance, not a big deal. I need to make sure that my mana is pretty much... Whoa, I need a haste. Oh wait, I'm already hasted. I'm gonna Firestorm. 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 Ring of Fire. Cast Regen. Start moving. I need to move very slowly, just in case something comes that will kill me. I need to be aware of this. The best way to go up would probably be there, right? I'm hasted, so I could just run for it, rather than fighting. I'm going to cast Regen, and I'm just going to wait it out. Alright, good. Nothing seems to have found me, which is kind of odd. Usually would expect that to happen. You wouldn't expect that to happen, sorry. Alright, cool. Cool. Just going to back off now. Go up some stairs. We're in Zot 1. Just going to head towards the exit. Usually I just head towards the exit and then deal with whatever comes my way. Oh, this is a random vault. I don't want to do that. So I'm actually going to dig my way around. Yeah, I'm on the other side now. And there should be, yeah, stairs over here. Good. Where's this one? Over here? That's alright. I made it. Oh, there's stairs up here. I'll take that. It saves me some time. So where's the nearest staircase? It's either down there or up there. Alright, I'll just Firestorm it then. Yeah, just shoot, man. That's alright. I don't really care about my little flame vortices. Even though they're very cool, they're not very important. There's enemies blocking my way here. That's kind of annoying. Let's Firestorm. Oh man. Let's blink. Oh, okay. I need to Firestorm this thing. Okay. It's kind of dangerous. I'm gonna quaff a healing. Whoa, I need to blink. Keep blinking. Haste up. Firestorm behind me. Cast. Whoa, okay, this is very scary now. I'm at depth. I'm gonna just wait until something comes into line of sight, and then I'm gonna rest until something comes into line of sight. And if it's dangerous, I move up like that. And if it's not dangerous, I just kill it and then move on, and then stay resting, I suppose. So this is what I'm doing now. So it's a Panlord. I move up. Is that Cutie Pie? What? Cupty, whatever his name is. Yeah, sometimes the Panlords are all randomized, other than the unique ones. So, you know, sometimes you just get the urge to read them for some reason. Just gonna wait here until something too dangerous for me comes, and I can run away like that. Let's channel, I guess. Why not? Alright, cool. Dungeon 10. So once you get out of depth, you're usually pretty much home free. Unless there's a stupid ice thing like that. Whoa, I killed in one hit. That's unusual. Alright, excellent. Let's haste and firebolt to death, I guess. Oh, Quokka. Firestorm. Yeah, got him. Alright, good. So worried there for a second that he would kill me in one hit, as Quokkas are known to do. So if anything really dangerous like a goblin comes out, I'll probably firestorm it, because, you know, I don't want to die. Alright, cool. Just weak demons, that's fine. That Shadow Imp was a bit scary. That Shadow Fiend is super scary. No joke. This guy is bad, so he dies in one hit. And we're out. Yay. So this character is pretty awesome. Oops. Now let's not save macros. This is the 4th win on this channel, I suppose. Is it the 4th win? Yeah, I think it is. Apart from the mishaps that we had with the Deep Elves before, and the Ogre, rest in peace, you know, this character was fairly consistent. 1 in 3 is okay for a Deep Elf Wizard. Deep Elf is a little bit glass cannony in the beginning, so it kind of makes sense that I'd die 1 or 2 times. So let's do some org analysis. Feel free to skip this if you're not really interested. This is for the people who really like bumping up their win rate and, you know, like trying to be more consistent, trying to grow a lot as a player, I suppose, more than just, you know, oh, I'm here to have just play for fun. I don't know. It sounds bad, but at the end of the day, this kind of stuff is just reserved for people who like treating the game like a learning project rather than a game, like me. I consider the game to be an excellent way to learn. So let's go over this Deep Elf. So we saw the Humid, we see 36 evade, we see a lot of int, as usual, and we see some pretty good health actually. 179 for Deep Elf is not bad. And 60 mana is, of course, pretty insane. Ever since they removed the magic cap, this has been more and more common in casters. I'm starting to really enjoy the fact that casters can have like tons of mana now. It just feels a lot more powerful to me. So yeah, that's good. Whoops, my phone just dropped. Alright, so let's look at the items and resistances. So the Robe of Arch Magi, that's pretty good. That's a spell booster. It's not that rare, but it's considered rare for some reason. I think the only one that's probably on par with that in terms of robes is the resistance one. So let's ask ourselves, why did we pick a robe? Why did this character pick a robe? And I'd say the answer is, frankly, nothing else better popped up. Steam Dragon Armor, Model Dragon Armor, that's alright, but I don't really need it. Not in this character anyway, not with that much killing power. Buckler of Resist Cold, that makes sense, because I don't have any Resist Cold. It makes even more sense if you consider Ring of Flames. Hat makes sense, Resist Electricity and Scene Viz. Obviously we're pretending we haven't seen this character in play, so we don't know that the Buckler was also giving us Resist Electricity. The Cloak, MP plus 9, that's fine. Strength and Dex, meh. Gloves, fine. Boots, pretty good. Amulet of Resist Mutation, so again, we're thinking, in Zot, mutation resistance is important. Plus 6 Ring of Intelligence, very good loot. Plus 3 Ring of Protection. Why did he have a plus 3 Ring of Protection? Well, either he had no good jewelry, or protection, or he had like evade rings and protection. This was the best protection he could get. So, like, because, you know, even though I had a plus 5 evade ring, I think I took the 3 protection because I think AC was more important than armor. Like I said, I'd rather have a balanced mixture of AC and evade than have extremes of one or the other. Okay. 1 pip of resist fire. Interesting. But we will consider this because we will see the Ring of Flames. Staff of Fire, that makes sense. Poison resist Poison Staff, why would you keep that in your inventory? Either the player forgot, or because it gives you resist poison. For my case, it was the resist poison. Just in case there was a really tough enemy that had poison. I don't know. I don't really have any other source. You can see the jewelry. There's not a lot. So kind of makes sense that the protection rings are. Wands, they're fine. Scrolls, they're fine. Potions, you can see that there's quite a lot of surplus. 14 curing, 6 might, though might you don't really use. 5 agility, 5 brilliance, 7 haste, 6 heal wounds. That's all good. you see evocables, which implies that the character has branched out at some point from just pure blaster caster. He has moved on a little bit. Meat rations, quite a lot. Pizza, yeah, that's alright. Let's look at the skills. Fighting, there's a lot of fighting for a caster. A lot of fighting and a lot of dodging. 20 fighting, 23 dodging. So I can't stress how important it is to have those stats on your caster. Even though I said I was glass cannon, I still had the defenses behind it to back it up. They're not great defenses because, you know, the character obviously didn't have a lot of items to defend himself with. But at the end of the day, the stats made up for it. Raw health. Even with 20 fighting, I only had 170 health, which is pretty low. Again, with the fun fact / trivia, both Minotaurs and Hillock fighters at level 27 with 27 fighting will have 273. So I'm about 70 health weaker. Sorry, 100 health weaker than a Minotaur or Hillock in this position. So obviously I'm not doing so great. A lot of spell casting, a lot of conjurations, a lot of fire magic. That's fine. Oddly enough, not a lot of translocations. Implies that there's nothing bigger than blink, basically. Poison magic, which is an interesting point. You could attribute that to Mephitic Cloud in the early game, or you could think, if you look at the spell list, oh, he's got Poison Arrow. That makes sense. Evocations at about 12. Pretty interesting again. That just means that I have evocations. I didn't use them, but they're a good panic button. I have a Crystal Ball of Energy in my inventory. I never used it though. That's fine. Let's look at spells. Magic Dart. That makes sense. He started off with it. Blink, that's good. Always a good spell. Mephitic Cloud could have been removed, but obviously, you know, if it's there, it's there. Just maybe I forgot to get rid of it, which I did. Battlesphere, or a fairly okay spell. Pretty mediocre by the end of the game. Bolt of Fire is great. Poison Arrow is great. Ring of Flames is the interesting point about resistances. It gives me the extra 2 pips that you usually want to see on a character in Zot. Haste, always great. Regen, always great. Orb of Destruction, excellent spell. Animate Skeleton, pretty interesting because, you know, a lot of people don't run it now because it got nerfed. Repel Missiles, always great. Firestorm, that is just some top-notch firestorming. Look at that. Almost at max power. You got 1% failure rate, and it's got 3 pips of hunger. That is truly a Deep Elf Wizard's Firestorm. Sorry, a Deep Elf in general's Firestorm. You do not see that on most characters. Not in a 3-rune game, for sure. Anyway, continuing on. What's in here? None of this stuff's really important. This game has been going on for so long, I don't really remember what happened in the game. So I'm just going to quickly check. So we see here he got the Abyss rune as his 3rd rune. And he actually went down to Abyss 4 this time. It did take about 3,000 or 4,000 turns, which is a lot. Usually you don't see that. It's okay, but it's not that fast. So if you are stuck, wow, look at that. That's a lot of elephants that I killed. Anyway, if you are stuck with knowing where to go, I suggest looking a little bit more in depth through this log. Especially for better players, they tend to have some interesting decisions that you might be able to pick up. A lot of things don't get picked up by this log, but sometimes you do see it. Especially early game. In terms of early game, what was I saying? In terms of early game, like decision making, in terms of skilling, you usually do catch it. I find it kind of funny that every time I see a Caustic Strike, it notifies it in the log, implying that it's really dangerous. So there you go. Caustic Strikes suck butts. They suck. I hate them. Unfair. You can see a bit of Elf, which is interesting. A lot of players will actually do Elf. A lot of good players might actually do Elf off like a little earlier. And I only did it at the end because I wanted to see if there's anything else. I knew that Elf was pretty much safe for me because I've done Abyss already. There's nothing really that can scare me. I had Firestorm up, had all these good spells, so it wasn't that important. Alright, let's finally look at the action log, I suppose. Early game, pretty much no melee at all. Hunting Sling for like 4 shots. Magic Dart was used very extensively in the early game. Total of 1,321 times. That's a lot. Conjure Flame had some use, not you understand that I don't spam Conjure Flame, so each Conjure Flame actually meant an enemy was killed by it. So that's pretty good, including uniques too. Repel Missiles, used whenever possible. It's not a spell that you spam because it only breaks when you get hit by missiles. Mephitic Cloud, used quite a bit, not too much. Blink, used pretty extensively, 58 times is a lot of times. Skinner's Mystic Blast, that makes sense. To do it, I use it a lot in the lair area. That makes sense. So you can see that I was supplementing most of my damage with that. Interestingly enough, you also see a little bit of Bolt of Draining and Poison Arrow, which is good. That means that I was starting to get different kind of spells in my inventory. Battlesphere, yeah, so Battlesphere and Mystic Blast were both leaned on quite heavily. Then we switched over to Poison Arrow and Bolt of Draining. Bolt of Draining for the AoE. Once we got rid of Bolt of Draining, you can see where Bolt of Draining stops at 16 to 18, and it gets picked up by Bolt of Fire instead, which is pretty much used for the rest of the game. Orb of Destruction used fairly sparingly, I suppose. Mostly for big targets, mostly for things that resist certain elements that I'm using, like fire. Firestorm used pretty much only in the late game. You'd be surprised. I actually didn't use it that many times, and the reason why is because it's such a high impact spell that I don't feel it to be necessary. It makes a lot of noise, and even though it does a lot of damage. So I only used it when I knew that it would be inefficient to take on a crowd without it. I used Bolt of Fire most of the time, as you can see. Or Poison Arrow. 1,869 shots of Poison Arrow, even more than Magic Dart. Yeah, pretty good. Haste was used quite a lot, 94 times. I hope I'm reading this right. Ring of Flames was used 52 times, which is actually quite a lot. I only used it like 3 or 4 times from my memory, but apparently I used it a lot. Animate Skeleton, you can see that I picked it up really late, and so is Regeneration. Actually no, Ring of Flames is only done 9 times. Okay, there we go. Let's see, what else is there? Evoke Invisibility, that could be explained by my Ghost Moth encounters. Evoke Flight, that's fine. Surprisingly, a lot of times I used the... I didn't use wands very much, actually. I did use the Fan of Gales and some other stuff a couple of times. Each time, you gotta understand, again, each time I use those evokes, that's one encounter I immediately win. Scrolls, 95, that's fine. 2 stabs with Distraction, don't know how I got those. And a lot of food. You can tell here that I'm eating quite a lot more chunks than I usually would. 211 compared to, 24 bread rations, 54 fruits, 18 beef jerkies? Yeah, I eat chunks a lot more this game. Anyway, that's it for now. My next series is going to be taking a while, actually. It might take me until the end of the week to start uploading. And the reason why is because I'm going to do it in bulk a little bit. You'll see why. Bit of excitement there. So I apologize if I don't upload for the next 2 days, I think. And the reason why that would be is because, again, I'm preparing for the next series. If I do feel really good about starting another one, though, I will probably upload it by tomorrow. Sorry, the day after tomorrow, for sure. I probably will have to skip tomorrow, unfortunately. Not because I'm not uploading it. Sorry, not because I'm not recording that day, just because, I want to upload it all at once, rather than, it's too hard to explain right now. I will make a video explaining exactly what this new series is. I think it's gonna be pretty fun for both you and me, you as a community, me as a player. It should add to a little bit of communication, I suppose, between us. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. This was my Deep Elf Wizard. I hope it was enjoyable to watch. If it wasn't, let me know why. I think I had a lot of fun with it. I haven't played a mage in a while. This one was really strong, surprisingly. Anyway, thanks again for watching. See you next time.